Okay, so you read the title. You know what this is about. And before you get confused or disappointed or anything, just hear me out. And I'll try not to drag this out too long. I'll try not to make a big deal out of this, but the title is correct. I am stopping selling Fortress Apparel. And I have a lot of reasons for it. So hear me out. Like I said, I'll try not to make this too long. First reason, I never liked selling clothing. Like just the, like I always liked the message of this. I always liked I've always been excited about what it stood for. But clothing is just so like materialistic, and I just have never liked trying to sell t-shirts or selling hats or whatever. Like I feel like clothing is just such a, it's so unimportant. Like I feel like the message is great. I love the message. I was always supporting the message, but the product was, I think, what people focused more on, and what I guess you had to focus more on. You had to sell the product, because I mean, like I felt like I wasn't selling the message as much as I was selling the products. So, like I said, I never liked selling clothing. I always thought it was more about the message than the product, but you know, it didn't end up working out that way. So, and also, I only went with clothing because it's so, like, it's such a simple business model. It's like, it's very easy to set up, and I ended up going with like the simplest route, and I'll come back to that. I'll talk about that more later, because that ended up being an issue with this as well. But next, number 2 reason, I have some notes here so I don't ramble. I feel like a lot of the sales and a lot of like the support came in like supporting me and supporting what I was doing, not supporting the message, which was the point of the whole thing, like what I was trying to promote. Like I feel like just the support I got was about the products and the process of like me running a business, instead of like the message I was trying to get. Like I think some of the people who ordered things probably were interested in the message, and like some of the sales I got from Instagram and spreading it on different stuff, some of the people probably thought the message was cool and they got the products because of the message. But I think a lot, like probably around half of the sales I made were just people that I know, and people that I think were just trying to support me in the process and what I was doing, instead of actually supporting the message. And then there's certain people who I think what I wanted to do was like to make something that would like inspire a message, inspire like if you purchase the products, that's what you stood by. That's like, that became part of your culture, and I don't think that really had that desired effect. Like you're just buying, I think what it became was you're just buying a t-shirt instead of you're buying into a message, which is what I was trying to do, and it didn't end up working that way. So that, and this is really like the main point here. What I found is, in business, in trying to run this business, you've got to spend money to make money. And what I mean by that, like what I said before, I went with the simplest option for starting this Fortress Apparel thing. Basically, so like I've explained before, the products are made like separately from like a third party maker, distributor, and you'd order them and they'd be made as they're ordered and shipped out from there. So it's like less authentic, first of all, because it wasn't actually like coming from me. I was just like managing things, and it was coming from like a third party thing, and I really didn't have any control over it. So like that made profit margins really small, and like it didn't give me as much creativity, and like I didn't have as many options and things. So you know, I'll start from the beginning. I'll start from the beginning here. This whole process for me. I'll explain this to you, and as quickly as I can. I had this idea, and I thought that I was going to get some kind of like loan or some kind of credit card or something that I could, you know, invest a little bit into this because I was excited about it, and I thought I could like invest a little bit into it, and that would, you know, I could spend money on printing shirts and like actually having the shirts. But that required money, and I couldn't get any kind of money because I didn't have any other type of job. I didn't have any type of income. I didn't have any credit. I couldn't get any type of loans or credit cards or any type of extra money. So like all of the money I had, which was, I don't remember, like $100, $200 or something, that was not enough to like buy inventory. So I had to go with this other option of a third-party drop shipping distributor type thing. Okay, so basically I had everything going, like ready to start it, ready to launch everything, but you know, a couple things weren't really set, and I wasn't really like 100% on things. But I had invested so much already just to get the thing started. Like for example, I can't even remember how much I spent, like probably $50 to $60, $70 on just buying like shirts, because I thought, like just plain shirts, because I thought that I was going to be able to print shirts and actually have shirts and like decide which shirts. This is really complicated, but basically I spent like $50, $60, $70 on plain black shirts for like testing which shirts I like best. So I have like 20 plain black shirts just sitting in my closet. I don't know what to do with them. Just wasted like $60, $70 on that. But you know, I had to invest in starting up the website and starting up like getting all these different things. There's a lot of like money went into like paying fees and kind of different stuff to start the thing. So by the time I was getting ready to launch it, I was like running low on money. So I decided to launch it before I was really like 100% ready, before everything was like 100% set, because I was like, I didn't have enough money to keep everything going, because I had already started paying for like the website and like fees and a couple different things. So I needed to get some kind of like income rolling to actually like maintain the business. So I started it before I was ready, and I knew from the first weekend that it was not going to work out, because I thought first weekend launch, I'd build up to this launch, I'd get a couple sales. I got like maybe 5 sales on the first weekend. So I knew from that point, you know, I either need to like really step something up, change something, like really get this rolling, or this isn't going to work very well. And the fact that I was getting like, for each product that I sold from this, I got like $5 to $8 from each one. Okay, so I sold around 30 total orders. So just you do the math. It's not like a whole lot considering all the costs for it. I had to pay for the website, for Shopify, for Photoshop, for samples. I had to buy the things myself so I could take pictures, like actually show people the products and stuff. So I had to spend a bunch to keep the thing running, and I wasn't making as much because, like I said, I went with the cheapest option because that was the only way to do it, because I couldn't get any money. So I was getting only like $5 to $8 per sale on these things, so I wasn't getting a lot, and I did not make a profit over this whole time. I lost money on this. I lost, I don't know, I probably lost like $100 trying to run this, maybe $200, I don't know. But I never made the money back that I initially invested into starting this. So, I mean, just looking at that, first of all, like, and I'm not seeing any growth at this point. It's not going anywhere. In fact, like, it started to like, the growth and the sales have started to die down. So, I mean, the amount of time I put into this, like at the beginning, I was probably putting in 30 to 40 hours a week, honestly. I was putting a lot of time into this. I was trying to, you know, put a lot into it, and I just wasn't seeing a lot because what I really, like I said, I didn't have enough money to really invest in this thing. I couldn't pay for advertising or anything like that. So all my sales came from just like liking pictures and following people on Instagram and trying to generate traffic. Like pretty much all my sales came from Instagram, just like following a bunch of people. And it wasn't enough for the amount of time I was putting in, the amount of money I was putting in, and what I was getting back from it. It wasn't enough. So I would keep it running if it didn't require so much time that I really just can't afford to give at this point, because the amount of time I was putting in, I couldn't like justify getting another job, because then I wouldn't be able to allot that much time to keep this running and do everything effectively. So I couldn't get another job to get any type of other money to invest in this, and I wasn't getting enough money from this to invest in this. So like I said, you gotta spend money to make money, and I didn't have money to spend, so it just didn't really work out. I don't feel disappointed in myself, and I don't want anyone to like, no one can like tell me that I failed. Like I understand that I failed. I went into this being open to failure. Like I understand that I just put money into this, but I tried. That's the thing. I literally, like, you can't say to me, I'm sorry if I just like rant for a second here, but you can't tell me, like, don't give me anything for failing this. Like I don't care that this didn't work out. I tried. I've actually experienced it. Like, you don't tell me that I failed. You have never started a business yourself. I ran a business. I literally created something and like planned out everything, ran something. I actually ran a business, and I don't care that it failed, because I've actually experienced that. I actually have the experience now. I know what works. I know what didn't work, and then I can apply that to the future. I can apply that to future things that I do. So, like, I understand that it didn't work, and I'm totally fine with that. I accept that I failed with this, because you learn from failure. And at least I tried. At least I went and did it. I did it. And it didn't work out, and I'm fine with that. Moving forward, I like the message. I like the Fortress message that I came up with and that this thing is centered on. I just don't really like the clothing part of it. So maybe moving forward, Fortress, the message behind it, something else. Who knows? But 1 week, the website will be, I have to like make the payment for the website in one week from today when this video goes up. So the website will be open for 1 week. If you never bought anything and you wanted to buy something, by all means, I'm not going to stop you. The website will be up for 1 more week, but after that, it'll be gone. Fortress Apparel will be no more. So thank you guys for everyone who supported it. I'm sorry, I guess, to anyone who's disappointed by this, but it's just I don't have the time or the money or the willingness to continue this. So thank you guys. Hope you understand, and I'll see you in the next one.